Hello. I could eat about 1.5 million of these.
Well, nobody's perfect.
Welcome to the It's a Drama podcast.
Daddy, I love him.
My mother thanks you.
If you can't say something nice.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Hello and welcome to It's a Drama. I'm Liz.
And I'm Brian.
And today we're going to be talking about unplugging. Unplugging.
Yeah, unplugging.
Unplugging from technology and unplugging from just like the things that just bring you busyness in your life. You know? Yeah.
And a lot of people are going to go, I can't do that. So
Why?
because it's unplugging from things they like doing.
Yeah, because it's not an easy thing to do. Let's face it, it's not an easy thing to do, and but there's some benefits to it, Bri. There's some benefits, and
Real benefits.
Yeah,
Not just a little bit, a lot. Yeah.
I just want to let you into a little secret here. Me, especially, not so much Brian, but I am a bit of a what's it called when you don't really like technology?
A technophobe.
I thought technophobe is when you didn't know how to use technology. Because I do know how to use it, but
Well, I
it just
don't know. We didn't look up that, but
no, it like all the social media and things like that, and the 24-hour Alexa and all the Siri, and it annoys me, Bri.
Yeah.
It annoys me. I feel like it's invading my
Hey,
space.
Google.
Yeah, I feel like it's invading my space a little bit. I don't know what the word for that is, but I think it's really, really healthy to just unplug. Not saying that we do. I'm on my computer 24 hours a day, basically.
yeah, but you have to think about there's work, so you can't unplug your work tools.
No, I don't think so. I
that's-
don't think so. I think it's important to be able to just unplug and give yourself a break from it all. Because, well, we'll talk about it anyway.
Yeah,
Because
'cause
what's the
there is-
difference
there-
between?
yeah. There is that side of it, what you're saying, but you
Yeah.
can go on a holiday and unplug completely and do it that way. So
And the reason we wanted to talk about it is because our son is a complete phone addict, and we spend our life and just saying, just get off the phone, look up, stop watching YouTube. In fact, I was talking to my sister-in-law the other day, and I was like crying to her, saying, "Look, he's just on the phone all the time." And she just said, "You know what, Liz? It's completely normal." She said her son is the same, and you talk to people and it makes me feel so much better. Thank God for technology that I can talk to people online, because it makes me feel so much better, because they're all like, people say to me, "Oh, you're not alone. They're all like it."
Yeah.
But wasn't like that in our day, and we know the benefits of not having 24-hour plugged in to flipping news, whatever.
yeah, but don't get ahead of yourself.
No,
'cause
all right
that's-
then, okay.
I've got three, I've got two that I'm going to talk about with,
Yeah.
we'll talk about the other ones as well.
Yeah,
But
we're just going to talk about 7 benefits that we've done by unplugging, that we've
Yep.
noticed a difference, and that you could do, if you are struggling with overload and you work from home or whatever, which I know loads of people are doing now, and you've got your kids at home and the computer's out all the time, the phone's on all the time, and it's just, how can you possibly unplug? So hopefully this episode will help you to see the little ways that you can do, just unplug, and how it benefits you.
Yep.
Go on then, Brian.
So,
one.
First one is what I've put down is unplugging from mainstream scheduled news feeds, soaps, and game shows.
Corrie?
Corrie, Brookside, all of them, wasn't it? It was Corrie,
I don't think
Brookside,
Brookside's going anymore. But...
I don't think it is. Well, it was. That's how long ago that we unplugged our TV area. So the first thing, the reason why I say this is because 20 years ago, I would say at least 20 years ago, I couldn't afford Sky and stuff like that, which is satellite TV, which I don't think you got that in the US or not. I'm pretty sure you have, or cable TV or whatever it was. And we were renovating houses and stuff, so we didn't have great deals of time, but we used to every Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, we would watch, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we would watch all the main soaps, wouldn't we? And that would take up 2 hours a night and we would have everything ready, have our dinner all done by then and watch it. And you really had to follow it and get into it. And it just got to the point where we said, what are we doing with our life? Just sitting here, two young people watching this every day. It's just a constant feed. And in the morning, I'd get up, had to be breakfast TV news. And so you knew what was going on in the world.
I started to call you Sinbad. It got that bad, didn't it?
Didn't it? Yeah, you wanted to bury me under the.
I was just going to say, I remember
patio.
the thing that when you're like into soaps and things like that. I mean, we're not now, but you start to think that that's your life. That you know those people,
Yeah, you do.
and that's your life, and
Yeah.
you get all upset when she runs off with a lesbian and stuff, and you're like, oh yes, I thought they had a happy marriage.
Yeah. We thought they liked each other. They
You
were
start
married.
feeling really down, don't you?
Yeah.
You're like, oh God, I can't remember. There was a soap that we were watching, and someone died. And it was, oh no, I'll tell you what it was. We binge watched.
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about
Cold
as well.
Feet.
Yes.
Sorry, yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
We watched Cold Feet for the first time, didn't we? When that was
Sonny was a baby.
Yeah, 15 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And that was exactly that.
Yeah.
Afterwards, we watched it in about 3 or 4 nights. We had all the DVDs and we were feeding them in. There was loads of them, wasn't there? It was just like we just staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning watching this stuff. And like you say,
She
at the end of
died.
it, yeah.
Don't mean to be a spoiler. I won't say which one. I've ruined it for you now anyway, so don't bother watching it. And it was the next day. It was like someone had died in our
Yeah.
family. We were really depressed, weren't we?
Yeah.
We were like, oh, so sad.
And we
What a shame she had to die.
We've never really binge watched again like that, have we?
I thought you were going to say we've never really got over it.
I still haven't. No, she's lovely. She came back as a ghost.
Did she?
She did, yeah.
So yeah. So you're unplugging from just soaps because it can take over your life.
Yeah, and you tend to think, yeah, but I love it. Or I'll watch the omnibus on Sunday, and you're like, no, just let it go. If you let it go for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 21 days, 21 times, and then you realise I've got all this extra time. And you know, so that's just the soap side of things. The news feeds. Stop watching the 6 o'clock news. Stop watching breakfast news.
That's hard for people though. Because
but
they want to know what's going on in the world.
Why? Let me just say to you, Liz, and I can't really say it to you because you're in the same boat as me. Is like
Can't
I
watch
can't
telly if we want to.
stand- I
Because
can't
if we
stand
put our
watch-
telly on, it's just fuzzy.
yeah, we don't have an aerial in the house.
know.
No,
So-
but we have very good internet, so you can stream anything you want to.
Yeah, can I just say, before you think we're these little Puritans that sit here just reading our books and just having family conversations, we've got a telly in the room and we can connect it. I don't know how. But
Well, there's a computer under
Yeah,
that. We've
that's
had a
it.
computer under the TV for
That's it, yeah.
a long time.
so we can watch any film that we want to watch. How do we watch that?
Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Netflix,
anything
yeah.
like that. Apple.
So YouTube,
Apple, whatever
maybe.
it's-
Can you watch it on YouTube?
You can watch certain movies and things.
Yeah, Tessa's got that site that she likes to watch it on, hasn't she? I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, we've got Apple TV and we've got Netflix. So because you got I had to get you a new phone. You got a year's subscription to Apple TV.
oh, I didn't know we had that.
Yeah, you did.
So yeah, we can watch telly. It's not like we can't watch telly. We can watch we watch films every night. So it's not like we're sitting there not watching it.
No, we watch plenty of films, don't
Yeah.
we?
So what you're saying is unplug from the news, or
Unplug from mainstream stuff because you're going to watch something on the news and tonight on the news, and then you're going to be watching it and waiting for the bit that you want to watch. And they're keeping you there because they want you to watch the adverts. So they get paid for keeping that news feed going and the scrolling line across the bottom. There's so many. How does it make you feel at the end of the news? Very, very depressed normally. As if like, oh my
trouble
God,
with the news,
it's getting
guys,
worse.
and there's never any good news.
No, there isn't. There's never good news.
Do you remember back in the 70s when you used to watch the news and it'd be like, oh, there's always something happy?
Yeah, we
on
used to have the
news.
local news and being from
Yeah.
Cornwall, it was
It's
just
like,
like...
this little rabbit's been born and it's got,
You're talking John Craven's news
No,
right
but
now,
just
aren't
like, John Craven's news round, you'd go on
Yeah.
and it'd be nice, happy news.
Yeah,
And
well,
you
it
don't
was,
mind
yeah.
watching that. That's
Yeah, but it just, I was trying to
Everything's
say,
depressing.
It's amazing. You'll find out what the problem is. If there's a bushfire somewhere, you'll find out about that. And it's funny, isn't it, that since coronavirus, well, you're going to find out about that as well. So, yeah, and not only that, you'll find out better news than what you will with some, or whoever it is they're bending to, Fox News or BBC News or whoever it is. You can find out whatever you want to do yourself without having that feed and someone else putting it through to you. You know?
Do you know what I think's really handy too is like you say, if you want to find out about it, you can, can't you?
Yep.
Because you just have to ask anyone and they'll tell you what's going on. Like I will always ask my mum, or what I said to her the other day, what's going on with the royal family? Because actually I like the royal family and I didn't know that all this stuff has been, you probably won't know either, but Harry.
Yeah.
Well, he married like this film star person and they've gone to live in America, and Harry doesn't like living in America and she does, and all this is kicking off now, and something about Prince Andrew's,
but Harry's going to get, he's joined a helicopter club over there, hasn't he? Because he can fly an Apache helicopter.
How do you know that?
Because he was in the army, wasn't he?
But how do you know that news?
I heard it on the car radio because I just sold my van, didn't I? And took my Apple CarPlay stereo out and put the box standard one back in. And so when I was driving around the other day, I had to listen to local radio for the first time in ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you can find this stuff out because, like I say, Mum's just told me all about it.
Yeah, but you do. I just think if you've got a job in journalism, then yes, you're going to be reading all the papers and news that there is. But generally, in your job that you go to work to, what benefit do you get out of the news? Is it going to make a difference to the way you drive to work and the way that you go to work, the way you do your job? If you're at school, is it going to affect you?
Okay, here's the thing though, Bri, and this is serious now.
Mm-hmm.
When you tell people, because I say this,
and this is what we said. Didn't we?
Yeah, and it's just that you people are like, well, you're just ignorant then.
Yeah,
you
or
don't
you're
know
thick.
you don't know what's going on in the world, which probably half the time I don't know what's going on, but. Like we just said, you can find out. You don't need it. I just don't think it's healthy to be fed constant 24 hours of bad news.
Yeah, but why do you need to know what's going on in India? Why do you need to know what's going on in China?
So
you don't live
no.
there, do you?
But no, I know you don't live there. No, that's the other thing as well. Well, it's good to know what's going on, Bride, because then when you talk to people, you don't sound like a complete halfwit. You're not like, sorry. Like the other day, someone said to me, "Oh, about the Auckland Bridge," and I said, "What about it?" And they was, "Oh, it's fallen down, hasn't it?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know, has it?"
Well, there was an accident on the bridge, which a couple of
No, it
lanes got
wasn't.
blocked.
I don't think
it was. It
right.
damaged the bridge.
No, I thought the wind blew it down.
No, there was a heavy goods vehicle broke into. It's a big suspension bridge, and it broke into one of the steel struts. And actually, Taranaki is now famous because it supplied the steel to repair it.
Taranaki is where we live.
Yes.
In New Zealand. But anyway, so going back to the...
Yeah, but you find these things out. You
Yeah.
know? If there's something that takes your interest, you go, I'd like to learn about that. I'd like to see about it. And you just go online and figure it out yourself, don't you?
Do you know what always baffles me is when people get so wound up and they get so involved in a country's politics or something that's going on in a completely different country to their own.
Yeah.
And they'd get so wound up in it. And then they get mad at me because I'm not wound up. And it's like, don't you care about this stuff?
Well, let's just put it into context. If people who live in America, the US, there's people that listen to this podcast in the US, there's people that listen to this in the UK. Do they care who the leader of New Zealand is? They don't. And why don't you? Because
Everyone
you don't
loves
live there.
Jacinda, actually.
Yeah, but you do like Jacinda, but it doesn't.
Jacinda got rid of
It's
Corona.
totally irrelevant, isn't it?
I know.
And it really, really is.
I know, but I think if you say that though, if you go, well, I don't care what's going on, I don't care who's elected president in America, and then they say, oh yeah, but you should because this affects the world, and I never know how it does affect the world because how is it? It's not
again. It's how does it affect your job? If it affects your job, then you have to adapt and roll with it. But knowing about it before, does it really make that much difference?
Do you know the other thing as well is another reason to unplug from mainstream news? Because this is the thing that I was thinking the other day, and we had this conversation. You have only got, in your day, so much energy to focus on certain things, haven't you?
And time.
Yeah, and time and energy. And if I'm having a bad time with Sonny or Tess or me and you or whatever, or the dog is ill or the house, something is that, I can only give so much time to that.
Yeah.
And if I'm giving like a portion of my time to worrying about, I don't know, Trump or anything else that
Boris.
Boris or
Brexit.
whatever, that I don't live there, it's not going to affect me. But I need to give my time right now to my son or my daughter or my husband, or me, that needs my time, and we need to address the problem that is right here in front of us. And that's the other thing I think as well is, how do you feel? You must just feel exhausted because you're diluting your energy and your time because I'm giving a portion of it to that and I'm giving a portion of it to worrying about that. And I'm,
well, that's it. But people, and it's that schedule as well. It's like you watch the 6 o'clock news and then you're going to watch the 9 or 10 o'clock news because, it might have changed in that 3 hours or 4 hours. And it's almost like a repeat of what you've just watched. And then you'll turn it on in the morning and hopefully it's changed again. Or something drastic has happened, and it's like,
it's
what's
so
happened there?
easy to get sucked in there because I've been round people's houses and they've had that news thing on, like the 24-hour news thing, and you're just sucked in. You really are sucked in because it's like and there's always like the really good headlines as well, like I don't know, but yeah, it's easy to get sucked in.
Tactics and fear.
That's quite a
why
good,
you watch it.
Yeah, and that's quite a good point, just to be sort of saying, you know what, just unplug from it, even if you just do it for a month or whatever.
Well, how do you know until you've tried it? If you think, no, I must know what's going on. Go on then.
The other thing as well, another point that I want to make is, and it sort of follows on from that about the energy and the time, is. This is going to sound so ignorant. I know it will, but I'm sorry, but it's the way I am. But something, I can't remember what it was that happened. I think it was some fires were happening.
What, in Australia?
No, not well. I knew about the Australia fires because it was close to us. But yeah, I think there was big, and it's so sad. And I don't know, something had happened. And I went to meet a couple of friends for coffee, and they were really wound up about it. They were really upset about it, and it was like, this is just terrible. All these people are dying, and all this.
That was just before COVID, wasn't it? Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yes,
but all I knew is I didn't know that it had happened.
Yeah.
And so I thought, wow, if I'd have known that, I would have been like them. I would have spent the last week of my life worrying. We're in New Zealand. We were, apart from pledging money and sending donations and things like that, which you can do. But you're worrying. We're in this cafe having a coffee together in New Zealand, and I could see them. They're like, they were worried about it. They were just worried that this thing is happening all these thousands of miles away. And, and I just think, I'm so glad I didn't know about that, because now I do know about it. I am going to worry, because you take it on, don't you?
That's it. And that's what you do with all this news. You take it all on, and how does it make you feel? That's what I'm trying to say. And it's like, well, we can do something about it. All right, then we'll go and raise some money for it. But 9 out of 10 people won't go and raise money for it. They're quite happy to give it to it. But if there's a fund out there and you think it's worthy, then yes. But it's not about that, Les. It's not about feeling guilty. And that's what they're making you feel guilty, that you don't know about it. You're not going through the same thing. Yeah. And that's not what, the idea of unplugging from something is to give you time, to make you think different and think about what's important in your life. Not about being selfish, but about what's important in your life. And if you're watching an hour of news a day, that's 7 hours a week, and then you times that by 52. It's hundreds of hours a year you're giving to the news. And how is that benefiting when, you could do so much more for your family, you could do so much for your friends, you could meet more people, you can go out more, and you're not stuck on a schedule. It's that schedule. And that's what you're talking about unplugging, is unplug it, try it for a day, try it for 2 days,
Okay, so next point.
Go to Japan, you won't understand the news there.
Actually, do you know? Oh no, this is a really, really good tip that Linda, your sister, told me the other day. She said, "Do you know what we've started doing, Liz? We only listen to French radio." She said, and French news. And she said, we can't understand it. They speak French, yep. Linda, don't they? They've been to France. They've been to France. They've been to France lessons. They've had plenty of France lessons. But she said, it's so refreshing. She said, because she said occasionally you'll hear like, no, COVID, no, but she said it almost washes over you. Yeah. That's a really good tip. And I thought, that's great. She said, we're listening to fantastic music and we're listening to this lovely accent, but we're not getting all the shit that comes, just normally from everyday news. Yeah. So there you go. That's another good one.
It's exactly when we travel the world and we were going around, you're in Croatia. I can't speak Croatian. And you don't go and switch the television on just for some company.
No.
You don't. And that's another thing. It's like, just one last thing, game shows. I used to work, I've gone around, I worked in lots of people's houses and things, and they tend to put the television on for company. And they'll be watching these game shows.
Are you talking about old people?
No, just people that are come home from work, and I've seen them come home from work, bang, television's on, game show in the background, no one watching it. Or they'll stop what they're doing to watch this game show. All those things like the chase and and this, that, and the other. Different if you're retired and you want to do all that stuff. But I'm just talking about being active and
It's
doing
entertainment,
things.
though, isn't it, Bri?
Yes, it is, but it stops you doing stuff because it sucks you in
But
to watch the
okay, then.
efforts.
All right, then.
Is
So
he going to win?
yeah, all right.
Some,
I know.
some people like to play it because it keeps their brain active. I can understand that side of it.
Is it relaxing?
Shouting at the telly.
Dusty bin.
Yeah. Well, who wants to be a millionaire? And you get sucked into watching that, don't you? And it's like, there you go, half an hour's just gone of your life again.
Dun, 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 dun.
Is it A?
I love that. I love that program, actually. I wish we could watch that. I like
Old
that.
Chris Tarrant. I don't know if he's still doing it. I don't know.
That was a
Last
really
time I
good
saw it was
programme.
Jeremy Clarkson was doing it, I think.
See, Brian, that is educational, isn't it?
It is to a degree, Liz, but again, I know, and that's what I'm trying to say. Some people say, I love doing that. It's my favourite thing. And yeah, fine. Then carry on doing it. But we're just talking about trying to change.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to give you another tip that I did that, oh my God, it has changed my life. Honestly, and I'm not being dramatic, it has changed my life. I took the emails off my phone.
Yep.
Do you know what? I used to have, I don't know if anyone has ever done this as well, but I used to spend, when like you've got an email and it comes up a little number next to the
notifications.
Yeah, and it would,
many you've
every
got.
time I saw that, I would click, it was like a drug. I just have to click it open. Even if I was driving, if I had...
Get it back down to 0.
Yeah. If I had the phone next to me on the, car, on the seat next to me, and I saw, yep, click it, see what that is. Always just standing in the supermarket line, checking my emails, and again, it was either something that I couldn't attend to at the time, and so that was a little nag on me, as if like, oh, you've got to pay that bill, or you've got to answer them, or you haven't done something. So it was always like a nag on me, and just knowing that something had a hold of me, like, I'm going to tell you. It's like someone just coming and knocking on your head all the time and going, don't forget that.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. And taking it off my phone. So now when I need to obviously check my emails, I have to get my computer out because my computer isn't always set up. So I have to physically open my computer, go to my emails and check it.
Yeah. And then, but that's what you do now is you set that time aside. It's just started to rain here.
Yeah, it's really heavy
Yeah.
rain. Yeah, so I do. I've got a time, and don't get me wrong, I'm still like, if I'm on the computer, I have to, if I'm working on the computer, I just turn my emails off.
Mm-hmm.
I just,
Close the program,
double
yeah,
click
yeah.
it and close the program down. And
Yeah.
then at the end of when I've finished my writing my blog post or whatever I'm doing, I just open the emails back up. So I'm not constantly, that's another good thing to do. But, I just highly recommend it. Look, no one is going to die because you haven't checked your emails for, a few hours in the day.
Yeah.
And it hasn't made, I know I'm not an important person with lots of important emails coming or anything like that. I don't know what if you've got a job where, but you
have
to
to unplug at night, evening from work. Even I don't care what job you've got. Your time is your time, and it's my company can't run like that. Well, don't work for them then. Because I know it's a hard thing to say, and it's just always easy for you. But it's just about your quality of life. I put my phone. I've run my own business and everything, but a few years back, I used the do not disturb function. That at 6:30 at night, my phone will not ping or disturb me unless it's someone in my favourite contacts, like family or people that would be important to me.
Am I in there?
Yes, you're in there.
Good.
Yep, and that's just before. No, and then it will only give me notifications after 7:00 in the morning. So again, it's not this drastic step that you've gone to take the emails completely off. Yeah.
But no, I just want to say that because literally that, it was, and I remember when I said I was going to do it and you said, you can't take your emails off your phone. I said, well, I think you can. And I think you said, didn't you? Like, oh no, I don't think you can. I think it's part of your package. You've got to have it on there. You don't. You just click it and remove the app, and there it goes off.
It's off, gone.
Yep. And do you know what? It was like, you hear that whoosh, it just disappears. It was just like, yes, it's just gone. Another thing. I also took Facebook off my phone because for that same reason, constantly checking it. And now I have to open my computer to check Facebook. And, granted, I'm supposed to, when you've got a blog, you're supposed to always be active on social media. So, but you know what? Stuff it. I can't. It's exhausting and it's draining. And I will go on there in the morning, in the evening, just to check, put things up, answer people's comments, just all, the people, make comments on people that I like their stuff or whatever, and family and friends. But no, it's so nice just to not have that constant
device.
I'm here, why don't you check me? And it's just, it's just lovely, really nice.
Well, that's a similar thing to keeping on the emails, like you said. That was one of my things, is unsubscribe from emails that you've either accidentally subscribed to or you've bought a product and you think, oh, I don't mind those emails. And then you actually, even if it's just swiping to delete them, but go into them, spend a couple of hours or 1 hour and go through your emails and unsubscribe from all the ones that is in a way to unplug from rubbish, basically. Keep the ones you want to, but the realistic ones, you'll get one from AliExpress or you'll get one from, I don't know, PDF Elements or something, a company you've subscribed and got some software from, and you just think, no, do you know what? Get rid of them.
It's really easy to unsubscribe from emails
it
now.
is.
You never used to have that function, did it?
No, not really. Or it was hard to click here, to click there. Why you unsubscribe? Please leave it. No, let us know why you've unsubscribed. It's just like, no, just click. No. Don't. No one's going to be offended.
No. And also, if you're on an email, you just scroll right to the bottom of it, and it's got a big thing that says unsubscribe. So you just can unsubscribe,
just
can't
do
you?
it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's so much wasted time.
I know, and you think it isn't, and it's like, even if it's just 3 seconds a day, like you've got,
adds up.
Exactly, 20 emails that's a minute of your time.
It's just like, and they grab you with the headline, 100% sale. Really, 100%.
All right then. So unplug and unsubscribe.
Yes.
The other thing as well is that I must admit, hand on heart, I haven't done this for a while. I did it in lockdown, and I just bloody loved it. It was Tessa's idea. Was you weren't allowed for 1 day a week. I can't remember the name of it. She had it was a mouldy name. Do you remember? She started. She was doing this thing where literally you unplug everything for the whole day, and you weren't allowed on your phone or your computer. Completely. No telly, no Kindle, nothing. You just had. And when she said it, I thought, oh my God, no. I was scared. I was like, oh no, how am I going to do that? How am I going to do that? How am I going to get through the day with that? And you know what? It was bliss. It was just lovely. Yeah. And I was almost like the next day. It was almost like, oh. I could go, and do my things, and you just
pick up your thing again.
Yeah, you just felt like, oh, I've had a break, and it just that feeling of, it just felt really good, and nothing happened. Nothing, nothing bad happened. I didn't miss out on anything, and I'll admit at first it was like, oh shit, what am I going to do now then? So, or should we go for a walk? And then you come back from your walk. It's like, well, should we make something? Well, I need the recipe online. And you just, just use a cookery book or whatever. But
get a book off the shelf.
It was just lovely. But I think it really helps if you've got everyone in the family on board with that.
Yes, because it doesn't help if you can see someone else on it. Because that's the thing, isn't it? Like with devices, you see someone put their hand in the pocket, pull the device out, and you automatically do the same.
I know, and that's sad.
You sit down for a coffee, and for the first 2 minutes, there's no chat because everyone's just checking emails and checking this and just check this. Yeah, unplug a little bit.
Well, I think everyone needs to. Like I say, we've never. You weren't at home that day, so you didn't do it, did you? Have you ever had a day where you've just completely unplugged from everything?
Well, yes, there are times when, if I'm busy working, doing something.
No, I don't mean that. I just mean, have you had a day?
I don't think I've ever gone completely unplugged. No, I never did that tech-free stuff.
No, because you were working, weren't you?
But there was days when you don't get a chance to
Yeah,
get
but
out your
there's
phone.
no, but I know, but it's still.
It's still there, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you check it after you've finished that.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I was just trying to think, what even in lockdown when I was cutting all the hedges around the section, in the garden and clearing things up, and I was doing full on days. I didn't remember checking the phone once because you don't have time.
So maybe you should do a complete and utter tech-free day and see how it feels,
Yeah,
and then
because
you'll
there
know.
was no sport on. The thing is, the main thing that drags me, and you can go, oh, well, turn your sport off. How do you like that? And you think, yeah, I only follow a couple of things on sport.
No, it's the same thing though, Bri.
It is the same thing. It takes your time.
Yeah.
Yes.
It does.
But news, you're doing that because you've got that exactly what you're going to talk about next.
What?
And we haven't got much time left.
Oh, how much time have we got?
We're up to 30 minutes
Oh
now.
no, we better cut. Well,
Wait,
okay.
Do your last one quickly, because that one is the main reason why you keep the news feed going.
Yeah, the last one I wanted to say, it wasn't the news feed, it's the whole social media thing. The reason I think one of the biggest things is I'm really, really want to tell the kids to unplug so much is because of this FOMO thing that's going, that fear of missing out. God, I'm so trendy.
Yeah.
FOMO, Bri. FOMO. And it's Tess came in last night. She got her phone out. She sat next to me on the couch. She'd been working. She got her phone out and she said, right, let's see what everyone's doing. And I watched. It was scary. It was like she went bum, 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 bum down all this list of people and they're all there. She went on, what's her called? What's her friend called? Oh, I don't know. And she's there with a party with a big group of friends. And I felt Tessa next to me. I felt her go,
Yeah.
look at, Ella, yeah, she's with all her friends. And it's like, and you want to say, look, she probably took that 2 hours ago, or, they probably met up in town, or...
Yeah, but they only send you the good pictures.
I know, exactly.
Yeah,
and
they don't send you there after you've had the party and you've had an argument with your boyfriend.
I know, that's right. That's what I said. That's what we were talking about at dinner the other day. Is like, no one ever sends you a picture of you crying your eyes out in the bathroom, do they? Like, because you're so lonely or whatever. What, you're having a bad day or you've had an argument with your kids. Oh, I'm crying my eyes out sitting on the loo. Oh, here you are. Here's a picture of me. Look, crying my eyes out. And that's what you should be sending, but you only ever see the good stuff, and that's another reason to just unplug, because really, and it's just you're only seeing a little tiny glimpse of people's lives, and you do tend to think, it's just that whole missing out thing. It's just
it's a bit like when you go camping and you see people in the big RVs turn up and they're plugged in and watching the news. You think, you're on holiday.
That really annoys you, doesn't it?
It just gets up my nose. It's like, you can do that in your house at home. So why are you doing it here?
Because they're just, I know, and they pull up next to you, they got a massive aerial on there.
Yeah. Trust me, bin the news. It works.
All right, well, okay, so maybe you need to,
I know. I'm so passionate about that because know what
Liverpool?
it was like before. No, not Liverpool.
Oh, right. So what if someone said bin Liverpool then?
But that's a football team. That's something I follow, and it's not the same as news.
Yeah.
It's, I enjoy the game of football. I'm not saying to people, don't watch football, don't watch horse racing, don't watch tennis, Wimbledon, all that stuff. If you like, watch that, and it gives you something, but news takes it away from you.
I think just the whole unplugging thing, even if you can just do it for a portion of your day, you don't have to go and bloody unplug your telly or whatever, or you don't have to go and do a whole day tech free if you don't want to. It's just the benefits, the feeling that you get, I think, is just that you get a little bit of your life back.
Yeah.
I think that's the great thing, is just that feeling of, this sounds going to sound stupid. It can't get me.
Yeah.
Emails can't get me. I'm in my car, I'm on my phone, I'm away from my computer, and you know what? It doesn't matter who emails me or whoever wants anything from me. It can't get me because and it's that feeling. It's just regaining some of your, just like your privacy and just like your time, just getting that bit of time back. Yeah.
Get your spark back. Stop feeling so worried. Fear.
All right. Okay.
Come on.
Yeah. So, right. Okay. So we've said enough about that then?
Yeah. I think we're done. Well, I did have other things to talk about, but hey, that's another dime.
Did you?
Well,
was it important?
No, it was just about when my American family came over and were worried about watching the news. Well, we need to see the news.
Well, go on then, tell us. Sounds interesting.
Well, instead of them sitting there after their dinner and catching up on news, watching Fox News or whatever it was going to be, we went outside and sat around the outside fire, and they had the best time ever. Sitting there playing songs and singing and just having a great time. You know, it's so much better than sitting around the television.
It's like when you have a power cut, isn't it? I love it when you have a power cut.
Yeah, it's great. Well,
I love it when you have a power cut. At first, it's inconvenient because you can't flush the loo.
Yeah.
Because we've got a thing that makes the
Well,
electric...
we have a rainwater system, which we basically is our plumbing system.
Yeah.
So we're reliant on a pump.
And then you realise you can't watch the telly, the internet goes off, and like, or the kids are like, oh, what, how long's it going to be? When's it going to get back on? Have you not got a battery? Have you not got a generator? It's just like, it's like, nope, we're just going to sit here around the fire and sing some songs. But Brian, imagine what you'd be like if it was just like the main game of
without
Liverpool.
tech, no one would listen to this podcast.
No, I know.
We're not saying go tech free completely, but the odd day unplug now and then. Because when you're in the car, I think podcasts are the best thing in the world to listen to. It just is nowadays.
By the way, as well, before we go, because we're going to wrap it up now, but I know last week we were talking about how to leave a review. Hint, hint. If you are on your phone, because obviously you're going to be 24/7. If you're on your phone listening to the podcast, you go to your library. Go to the library.
Select the It's a Drama podcast.
Yes. Then you scroll down to the bottom.
Episodes.
So you go to the library, you hit It's a Drama podcast, and then it says episodes, my episodes, all episodes. You just go right down to the bottom, and it's got 5 big stars, and it says leave a review. Just click every one of those stars, please, and then just write down what you want to say. And that's how you leave a review, because it was really annoying us, wasn't it? We were like, how the hell do you leave a review?
Well, that's it. It's not easy.
No, it's not.
You would think there would be something on the episode that you're listening to. Like, would you like to write a review? Yes, please.
Yeah. So anyway, that's how you leave a review, because I know, last week we were like, oh, we don't know how to do it. So if you like the show, rate, review and subscribe. Obviously, after you've done your detox and your unplugging. Yeah. And thanks very much for joining us this week, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, go steady. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us this week on the podcast. We have loved having you here.
If you guys could subscribe to us on iTunes and leave us a 5-star review.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
That would be absolutely amazing. And make sure to share the podcast with your friends.
And if you'd like to hop over to the blog, find one of the little boxes that ask you to drop your email. I will send you a newsletter every week letting you know when we've released our new podcast. That will go straight into your inbox. So it's www.itsadrama.com.
All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you next week for another podcast.
Look forward to it. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.